Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and the market has been pulling back. We've got an XRP at 83 cents. We've got Bitcoin at 35,000. I think a lot of people are a little nervous about all of the Bitcoin, like the stuff I was showing you yesterday where Jim Cramer was comparing Tether to Lehman Brothers. And then you've got all the regulators acting like they're about to pounce on Bitcoin. And look, I think that this was always going to happen, okay? And, you know, these markets have always been connected to Bitcoin, but at some point, there's going to be a separation. And also at some point, you're going to see a lot of these with no utility go to zero, okay? Now, it may be a bumpy ride. Nobody ever thought it wouldn't be a bumpy ride. But in the end, there's going to be a handful that are in the club, folks, that are going to be let through. And I've always believed that proof of work was a distraction and that the real stuff, and I showed you that World Economic Forum document yesterday that had XRP, XLM, and Algorand. And I'm hung up on this Algorand thing because it's almost like Brad Garlinghouse and Michael Arrington and those guys have been trying to send us a message. Well, you don't have to send messages too many times for me not to lock on. And so, but first I want to show you this. This is from Joker. And no matter what the market is doing today, I want everybody to put this in perspective, because for XRP, because of the SEC lawsuit, I consider us to be in a much more interesting position than anybody else with any other digital asset. I've said before, XRP is like a coiled spring. I've read a lot on the SEC case over the last bit, and the one conclusion to me that's obvious is that the case is going to be resolved one way or the other, and it's not going to involve Ripple being out of business. Ripple's a global company, so it's in one way or another, this case is going to be resolved, and XRP is a global thing too. The U.S. they can't shut it down. This is a global thing, just like you can't shut Bitcoin down. You can regulate it, you can do all kinds of things. But this is bigger than that. And if you start looking through who's been meeting with who and who's connected to what, that's what this whole channel's been based on. That's why it's so obvious that this thing, as I've told you 1,000 times, it's one or the other. Either this is a temporary political roadblock or all the world's a stage. You figure out what exactly that means. I think I know what it means. But the Joker put this tweet out. It says XRP went as high as $2, and this is a tweet from a while back. But anyway, XRP is trading above 75 cents. And he shows this that he had shown. The Securities Exchange Commission had obtained a final judgment against Veritasium, okay? They obtained a final judgment, and then Veritasium went on. But when they got the final judgment, it went up 239%. And that's some coin I haven't even heard of. So if that's 239%, when we get the resolution that we all know is coming, one way or the other, what happens? That 239% is peanuts, in my opinion, compared to what happens. 239% is a joke compared to what would happen if there was a resolution to this thing for XRP. Now, this has nothing to do with crypto, but I wanted to tell you, I'm going to tie it into crypto. When I was a kid, my grandparents religiously watched The Young and the Restless. During the day, if I went over to their house, they were watching The Young and the Restless, and at the end of it, they were always mad. They couldn't believe what Victor or whoever, all the different people had done. They stayed angry about this thing. It was almost like it was real to them. And this is, you know, the parallel that I draw, this Ripple thing and the XRP thing over the last few years, it has been one big soap opera. And back when soap operas were a big deal, you constantly, I don't even know if, I guess soap operas are still around. Yeah, they are, because this says 611. But this guy right here has been around forever. But the soap operas back when I was a kid, every once in a while you would have a character from one soap opera that would do like a cameo on another soap opera. And that's kind of how I see the crypto space. I've been following this Ripple, XRP, XLM, the just crypto soap opera. And I feel like we've just added another company / digital asset to the soap opera. And that is Algorand, okay? Algorand, and I tweeted this last night. I just bought a bunch of Algorand. I've seen enough. Algo, XRP, XLM. And then I had put this out this morning. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'll play the beginning of it for you.
So here's how consensus is achieved and a block is written to the blockchain. When Alice sends a transaction to Bob, it's submitted to a node in the Algorand network and placed in a queue with other transactions. These transactions are propagated to all the nodes in the network. Every node then executes the...
Anyway, I'm not going to show you that whole thing. I just wanted to show you. I put that up because I was looking around trying to find more information on Algorand for myself, and I thought some of you might find that interesting. It's very confusing to me, like it probably is to you. My son probably needs to draw me a picture on that. But these people are smarter than smart that create these networks, okay? But that's not, and this person asked me a question here. He said, are you starting to lose faith in XRP? And I said, no. Algorand is just another character that I think has been added to the soap opera, like what I was saying a minute ago. XRP, XLM, and Algorand. And I said, the thing that the Bitcoin people, the Bitcoin people have always been doing this, like Anthony Pompliano, short the banks. And I've always thought that's so stupid. It makes sense for a teenager, but not for an adult who knows how the world works. But, and this is what I was saying here, is the thing is the Bitcoin, they've never really understood that it's not just about the tech or the decentralization. It is about that. All the tech's better than Bitcoin. But more importantly, it's the people, the money, the businesses, the politicians. And you can see very obviously how the politicians are aligning against Bitcoin right now. And Algorand is in the club. That's the point I'm making here. That's why I'm talking about it some now. They're in the club, and so I'm going to mix it in a little bit, not a lot, because XRP and Ripple is where the real interest is for me. But I am buying all Algorand, and I'm getting paid 6% on Coinbase when I buy it, by the way, too. That's the APY. And then this is how I locked on to it. Arrington Capital had launched their 100 million Algorand ecosystem fund, and then of course we saw Brad Garlinghouse with the Algorand guys over in Miami. Then I was going to show you this. This is Algorand's ecosystem. I was looking at their website, and they're the closest thing to, that I've seen to what Ripple's been doing. You can look, they've got university partners. They're approaching it in a similar way that I saw Ripple approaching this. This is a business, and these people are connected. And remember, a lot of you may not even think about this, because a lot of this stuff is symbolic. I think the United States, it's important for the United States as a leader in the world to hatch what they know is the next technology for the next 100, 200 years out of MIT, because sort of the internet was hatched out of MIT. That Tim Berners-Lee was a professor at MIT. I think it's important that they're able to point to MIT and say, yeah, well, look, we hatched this out of this Algorand. That's why Algorand is one of the reasons Algorand, I think, is going to be a big part of this. It was hatched out of MIT. The professor is an MIT professor. He's friends with Gary Gensler. You do the math. Now, but I wanted to show you, look at all their investors too. You'll see Arrington XRP Capital right there, okay? And then Michelle Vandenberg sent me this. And then this is from this guy. Remember, Algorand launched 19 months ago, connected to the Fed, OCC, U.S. Treasury, new SEC head, White House, Visa, PayPal, IMF, MIT, World Bank, World Economic Forum, Rockefellers, BlackRock, Ripple, Facebook, Coinbase, Circle, IBM. See, this is, I've been looking around, and this is part of the reason I've locked onto this too. Listen to what Brian Brooks, who's now the CEO of Binance US, said.
Connect as nodes on blockchains for the purpose of supporting and transacting payments. So if you think about it, the networks that are transacting in stablecoins are not their own separate networks. They tend to be the Ethereum network or the Algo network.
You hear that? They're building stable coins on this thing, and Algorand has to do with the CBDCs and all of that. They're in the game, okay? XRP, XLM, Algorand. That's kind of the three hardcore. Those are my zero doubt digital assets, if that's one way of saying it. Now, Jeremy Hogan, the James Phelan had put out this tweet down here. The SEC's filed its response to Ripple's motion to compel the SEC. So the SEC is still trying to give everybody the runaround on the internal Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP documents. Okay, and so they're going back and forth on all this. And now you literally have attorneys that are making fun of the SEC because this is getting so ridiculous. Jeremy Hogan says, I believe the SEC has indeed been expeditiously reviewing and producing documents as it argues in its response to Ripple's motion to compel. In fact, I've obtained a behind-the-scenes picture of the SEC's litigation staff working hard to comply. John Deaton comes in. When Clayton's SEC pursued companies that issued ICOs like Telegram, Kick, etc., SEC left Ripple and XRP alone. Why? Because Ripple never held an ICO. They did what Gensler says is the opposite of an ICO. They sold equity to VC. The case against Ripple was used as a weapon. Strong words right there. I like it. Watch this. This is what he was retweeting. This guy took a clip that I had shown, I think, in the last couple of days, and he did a good addition to it. Watch this. Oh, let me start over. Come on. Play. If I can get the freaking thing to play. Hold on a second. Let's go.
Initial coin offerings are ways people have raised money. Vitalik Buterin did this to raise his $18 million in 2014, if I have my year right, for the Ether network. By 2016, somebody had raised $150 million in an initial coin offering. The concept is basically, I want to get proceeds for a network I haven't yet built. I'm going to build this network, but instead of selling equity to a venture capital fund, I'm going to sell a bunch of tokens that someday, hopefully, will be usable. It's a neat way to crowdfund. And foremost, they're trying to enhance the value of the tokens they sold because often they still own tokens.
There are thousands and thousands of private placements that go on every year in the U.S. We want them to go on. We want people to raise capital, but we want them to do it right. Right. What ICOs do is they take the disclosure light benefits of a private placement and then add to it the public general solicitation and retail investor promise of a secondary market without registering with us. And folks somehow got comfortable that this was new and it was okay and it was not a security, it was just some other way to raise money. Well, I agree with them.
They got comfortable because of you, you jerk. They got comfortable because you let Ethereum have a free pass. This isn't going away for you or the SEC, and this goes straight to the credibility of Jay Clayton, the SEC, and now Gary Gensler too. Uphold put out a poll here. Question is, if a different crypto was accepted as legal tender, would you use it? Would you use that over fiat currencies? XRP was the top choice with 83%. I want to remind you all, one of my sponsors linked to, these guys keep on throwing up private equity. Look at what all keeps selling out. They've put up, I can't tell you how many times they put up Uphold and it keeps selling out. Uphold sold out. Kraken sold out. Ripple sold out. They've got a little bit of link to, this is the one I'm looking at because they're doing so well with all these sales. It makes me wonder, they got to be doing pretty good themselves. But this is in the description of all my videos. You can download their app for your iPhone or for your, for your Android. And you can go to linqto.com. You can go through the process to see if you're an accredited investor, and then you can buy private equity. You're buying the picks and the shovels then. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family about private equity on the Link2 platform. Thanks for listening.